जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दो.
It was all going Rajasthan's way till the last 2 overs when they decided to give away 46 runs. They did. Why do I say decided? Because the batters scored bad. We'll come to that in just a second. But with that, Punjab has reached a score of some respectability, you'd say. Yeah, around 190 is pretty much a respectable score. But definitely a batting innings that has not gone their way because they lost 4 early wickets. By the 7th over, they were pretty much under the pump. But then good batting by their middle and low middle order. Sam Curran, Jitesh Sharma and Shah Rukh Khan, pretty much in that order, 5, 6 and 7, getting the job done for them. All scoring at a fair clip, Shah Rukh especially at the end. So taking them to 187. I'm Gaurav Kapur, with me Lisa Sthalekar and Shaun Pollock. You'd have to say that the momentum has just swung like this large pendulum just towards Punjab in those last 2 overs.
It feels like the ladder of the competition where everyone was coming up and they wanted to keep destiny in their own hands. They're like, no, let's throw it open. And so it's like Rajasthan have gone, no, we were looking so good.
Yeah.
No, let's make it a challenging total, okay? And let's the last 2 overs let it go.
Yeah.
So you can see that really the wickets up top were really crucial. And then it was about rebuilding and trying to ensure that they had few wickets left at the end. But I'm glad to see that the middle order, which has had a huge question mark, is finally fired.
If you see that the innings progression, you see the last stage, 16 to 20, is 70 runs. And you go, geez, that's really good. I'll tell you what makes it even worse for the Rajasthan bowling is that 16, 17 and 18 actually have gone for 24. So those have gone at 8 and over, and you're happily taking that. You're floating around, the 140 mark at the end of the 18th. And here you go, you end up with this. And Polly, we want to talk about this because Lisa and I brought this up in the com box saying that Rajasthan always goes in with just these 5 bowling options. Tell us as captain and as bowler, obviously your 5 bowlers have to do the job, but anyone can have a bad day. More than that, it gets predictable, doesn't it? Because as soon as you know who's bowling the first ball of the 18th, you know who's bowling the 19th and who's bowling the 20th.
Yeah, it is. It's a challenge. I mean, they like to give responsibility, I think, to each bowler and say, listen, you've got to get through your 4. And that's the job you've been picked for. I think the challenge for them, what they like to do with Chahal is they like to hold him for a little bit later. And then what they want is wickets to fall, new batters come to the crease, and then they reintroduce him. But the problem is if they don't fall, then he has to come on. And you've got 2 guys set. And like we saw there with Shah Rukh and with Curran, they were able to pepper him at the back end. What in his last over?
28.
Was something like 28. Yeah.
Which is unheard of for him.
And it really is difficult. And that's why it's good to have the other extra option. Like, for example, if you've got a seamer who can bowl you 1 over, because the guys are set, or even you can get Chahal on a little bit early when those guys first come to the crease rather than holding him. But what it does also tell you about the nature of the surface, I think they were seriously underdone in those first 14, 15 overs. I think they should have been able to do more damage than they did. We saw Livingston the other night on that kind of pitch and, what they can do. So I think it's still a good batting surface. And, often in a test match, you'll say, when you see number 9, 10 and 11 getting a partnership together, you're ecstatic about the fact that they've done it. But then you also reassess and go, I think this wicket could be good. It might have got a little bit better.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
That's why they've got those runs.
If you see Chelsea...
So I think...
Sorry.
Genuinely a good surface, and I think they didn't quite get it right up front. I was very disappointed with Livingston's approach today. It was kind of coming on the back end of 100, wasn't it? Going, oh, well, I've kind of done my job. I'll just go and have a swing of the bat. He was trying to fiddle it to all parts. He was moving all over the crease. And then to back it up, when he gets out, the little giggle, that wouldn't be what I would be appreciating as a coach. It'd rub me up the wrong way.
Yeah, true. It was, the top order was pretty much a shambles today for Punjab. Shikhar, Prabh Simran, Atharva, Liam Livingston, they all went. And today it was their 5, 6, 7 who actually rescued them and really rescued them because they were 4 down for less than 50. And Sam Curran today, Jitesh today, they were at the 10 over mark when we came. They obviously had to rebuild at that time, so they went slowly, but then they got the opportunity to launch, both of them. Karan did, especially with that little cheeky shot of his.
I mean, he is
over the keeper.
He is a bit short anyway, so anything
Yes.
short of a length, he's going to just help it over
Just a bit.
the keeper. But the partnership was really good. And it was Jitish who was the one that was going hard, and he's done so throughout this tournament. My only gripe about him is the fact that he's not 21 or 19 and getting these 30s and 40s. He's 29.
Yeah.
So it's now time for him to be able to turn them into a little bit bigger scores. So, off the back of now a few years of doing well, he needs to be able to kind of really kick on. And if he does that, then he gives probably the top order a little bit more security that, hang on, there's other guys that can get you plenty of runs if we don't come off.
True, and we've been talking about an India position for him as well, because there's very few number 6 players, right? There's very few finishers. There's a traffic jam at the top. And if you get a keeper option at 6, then that could be good. But yeah, it's not going to go very far if the scores don't translate like that. But Sam Curran had to pretty much play 2 innings today, didn't he, Paulie? He first had to kind of rebuild coming into that for number 5 position. He had to rebuild, and then he had to kind of kick into gear and take that score to respectability.
Yeah, I think that's the art he's got to learn. He's kind of been up and down the order in his T20 batting that we've seen in the IPL. I mean, we think of how Chennai used to use him. If the situation was right, they wanted a left-hand option, they would send him to the top of the order, go in at number 4, try and target a few spinners, and he'd try to walk in and play shots straight away. I think the different responsibility here for Punjab is that he needs to learn the art of assessing. Okay, hold on, I need to just absorb for a while, and I can express myself a little bit later, or if the conditions are already good, then I can go hard up front. And unfortunately, he kind of seemed to get it right at the back end of the tournament rather than when it was really important at the front end.
Yeah, when Navdeep Saini came into the team today, he picked up those 3 wickets. And when we look at that bowling analysis, actually the interesting thing there is even though Chahal went for 28, he's actually finished with 4 for 40. Which means his first 3 were super tight. But when you don't have the option of bowling anyone, you're stuck with one guy to bowl the 19th. The 19th is not his to bowl. You get it till the 17th.
Yeah.
And especially when in the previous game, Shikhar bowled a spinner in the 20th and then openly regretted it afterwards when talking to TV.
Well, I certainly think what Polly was saying about they want wickets to fall, and then he's an absolute handful when you're first coming in. He's so clever in how he bowls, the speeds, where he delivers it as well. But that didn't happen. So you had set batters in Dharamshala.
Yeah.
The balls, pinging off your bat. You just keep going, right? I think, and I'd like to think that Rajasthan, obviously everyone watches Cricbuzz, right? So they'll listen now to you and say, enough. Gaurav has said 5 is not enough.
No, they don't.
Bring in a 6.
They don't listen. I've been saying it since last year.
Oh.
But last year nobody listened because they made it to the final.
I was trying to.
You got to play 5 full bowlers. Nothing against that. Play 5 full bowlers. But as soon as you have an option, and Paulie will tell you that as a captain, as soon as you have an option, what happens is that the batting team, your predictability as a bowling captain becomes lesser, doesn't it? You're very predictable when you have no options.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's always nice to have that last option because invariably in this T20 format, someone disappears. You can probably get away with it in a one-day format because you can bring your guy back at certain times and make him fit into his 10. But you've got nowhere to hide in this RPL stuff, and it's a tough ask. I mean, you look at the quality of the bowlers and you understand that maybe they can pull it off more often than not. But still, that little buffer of the extra bowler is vital.
Yeah, so we'll show you the impact subs, impact subs support teams as well. Who going to get in? For Rajasthan, perhaps going to get in Dhruv Jurel as the extra batter.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so he'll come in. And for Punjab, it will be Nathan Ellis, you're guessing. Easily done here.
Okay, next graphic.
Next question, bring it up. Now, what does Rajasthan need to do? Well, we'll show you. Do we have the points table? The points table from before the show. We just want to show that so you can see the net run rate. Well, there you go. Rajasthan is at plus 1.4. Where do they need to go? Plus 1.8. So it's not a big delta. I mean, of course, they have to win the game, but we're telling you how they have to win it. They have to win it in less than 18 and a half overs. Now, yes, it's big. Yes, the run of play has probably gone against them, Lisa, in these last 2 overs. They were probably sitting pretty about 10 minutes ago thinking, 160, 165, we'll get this done. Now it's gone up to 187. Have to get it in 18.3 with the kind of batters they have. Shouldn't be tough, and then they can jump over Bangalore and then watch Gujarat and Bangalore saying tabletoppers, please. But there's many ifs and buts later. But right now they got to win the game. But for them, just winning the game is actually not enough. They have to win the game with that, kick it on and win it with that net run rate.
Yeah, they do. So that has allowed Punjab a little bit of an advantage now. Firstly, they've got the back of those 2 overs. They've taken whatever the swing is to them. Now, if they can maybe take one of the top 2, Jaiswal, obviously probably the more key player really that you want to take because Buttler's hasn't been firing of late. You take him out, all of a sudden you put a little bit of pressure on this side, and we've seen there are times, not that long ago for them, the last game, where you can maybe just kind of ignite some of those fears of, hang on, should we play this differently? Or do we keep going hard?
Just get a bucket of salt with a shovel on their wounds. That's what she did.
A little bit.
just a bit. Yeah, that could. I mean, see, we talk about Bangalore's top 3 being KGF. I call their top 3 JBL. I just came up with it. JBL, Jaiswal, Butler, and Leader. It's a stretch, but it works.
Okay. I like how you're nodding, trying to convince me that it works.
Please, Lisa, say yes.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with it.
All right, great. But very dependent on these 3 to get a good power play, to get a top good first 10. Because again, with Padikkal, you're not confident he's playing out of position. Hetmeyer's been off the ball. I think that game against Gujarat in Ahmedabad, which was about 7-8 games ago, Polly, was when you saw a batting heist from him while chasing. But otherwise, he's been off the boil as well. And then there's Riyan Parag. They haven't got a run from him. Then there's Jurel, not much. So it really, really is dependent on JBL. Are we going? No.
I think it's got to do with just making sure they get past 56. Whenever they want to do that would be vitally important. I was trying to think, Jaiswal, when he batted in Calcutta,
Jeez.
Yes.
I'm sure he had 56 in the first power play.
Yes, he did.
He had like 56 or 59 or something.
Yeah, it was.
So I think that's the key. The number's 56. Once they get past that, it'll be smooth sailing. But I think they'll knock us off. I personally do think they'll knock us off, and I wouldn't be concerned about net run rate. If they win the game, they will knock it off comfortably. I think it's that kind of pitch that they won't have to take it into the 19th over. If things go according to plan, I think they'll be able to finish it by 16 or 17. And I've got a funny feeling that the movement up front will actually engage Butler, and that he'll be focused on the job at hand, like he is in England, where the ball nips around. And then once he starts to see it flatten out, I think he's going to have a good night.
It'll bring the best out of him. Just shake him up a bit. Let's have a look at who Punjab has. Of course, Nathan Ellis. They've got Kagiso Rabada. They've got Arshdeep Singh. The spinners, Rahul Chahar and Harpreet Brar. And of course, they'll get the bowling from Sam Curran as well. Doubt if you're getting any extra spin on this one. So you're going to play your 4 quicks and just try to minimize. But that's the great thing, right? If he wants those 4 overs from spin, he's got Harpreet Brar, Rahul Chahar and Liam Livingstone.
He can break it up almost, and Liam Livingstone can bowl whatever you want him to bowl as well.
Correct.
Perfect.
He's 2 bowlers actually. So they've got 8 bowlers. 4 to bowl those 4, if you understand what I mean. All right, so it's pretty clear what Rajasthan needs to do. Punjab, of course, also needs to win this game. But the net run rate issue for them, I mean, they would have liked to pole vault over everybody else, even with points they will. But for net run rate, and no one's going to laugh here now, I think they need to win by like 130 runs or something. Right? That's the rough math.
I'm not laughing.
Don't laugh. Tommy laughed. We know what happened last time against Bangalore. Don't laugh. All right. Power play score guesses. What's it gonna be? Polly will go first with you this time.
Well, I've mentioned 56.
I figured he'd say
Is the number tonight.
That's it. 56.
63.
63.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll go even higher. 68.
Wow.
Calm down over there. Jeez.
Jeez. What you guys been having? Did you have a chicken burger with some spice in it or something?
Did actually.
Coming up with these big
And
predictions.
Gaurav actually ordered for you. He ordered for 3.
Yeah. I did
Okay,
order
well,
for
send it over.
Yeah.
The thing is, it doesn't matter if your friends don't care about showing up or not. You got to care to provide for them, just in case they show up, even though you know they won't. But it's all right. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over. I'm sorry, just something in my eye. See you at the end of the 10th over on Cricbuzz Combox. I'd like to thank Shaun Pollock and Lisa Sthalekar. I'm Gaurav Kapur. Thank you for watching.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
Hyderabad Punjab Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दो